my distinct honor and pleasure to be standing here in front of all of you tonight. It's been exactly 7 months to the day today that we gathered in this very room for our first information night. A handful of friends got together to look into the idea of Rotary, and none of us really had an understanding of what it meant at that time, but we all knew that we wanted to serve the community. Jennifer was here, taking questions at breakneck speed, and my daughter proved herself to be a worthy attendance officer that night. It was then that the collective wheels began turning, and now, here we are. It was about 5 years ago when 2 of my family members, Nick and Joyce, were presidents of their clubs. Jennifer came to me with the idea that it would be so exciting for me to start a club here in town.
No.
I won't tell you what I actually said to her. I had a toddler, a new career in real estate, and then it probably just moved. There was no time to fit a Rotary Club into the mix. And so for the past few years, I've watched my Rotarian friends and family quietly go about their work, always in the back of my head thinking, maybe one day. And then that day came. Have you all had a Rotary moment? I know you haven't, you probably wouldn't have driven all this way. This past June, my husband Dave and I had the amazing opportunity to travel to Rome with Jen and Nick to attend an Anapolio Now event at the Coliseum. And this is where I had my Rotary moment. But it wasn't like what many of you might have experienced. We were not administrating immunizations, we weren't digging wells and building a school. It was the opposite. Here I was at the Coliseum in Rome at a private red carpet event with celebrities representing their respective charities, and I was in awe. But I was also almost embarrassed. We were chatting with Connie Nielsen, who plays the sister in the movie The Gladiator, ever so casually as one does. And she was educating us on her Human Needs Project, which essentially provides support services to the hundreds of thousands of people living as slum dwellers in parts of Nairobi, Kenya. Connie and her team goes into the absolute worst areas of poverty and gives people hope and pride by simply offering the basics of human needs. Now, Connie Nielsen does not need to spend her time or money helping others. She's rich and famous. She could pay people to massage her feet all day. But no, she's doing the work that most of us couldn't or wouldn't do. And she was amongst her peers. That stadium was filled with donors, volunteers, fundraisers, bleeding hearts, everyone. And I thought, well, why am I here? I really don't belong here. To be amongst these amazing souls who donate their time and money to causes that they are so passionate about. They could literally be doing anything in the world, and they spend it helping. And here I was telling myself I was too busy, I had to work or get groceries or whatever mundane task was in front of me that day. It was that moment that I made the decision. At the next night event, I took our Italian friend Alberto aside and I said, don't tell Jen, but I'm going to start a Rotary Club in my town. And he sort of snickered and okay, sure you will. That was my moment. And for anyone in this room who hasn't experienced that feeling yet, that overwhelming feeling that you know you have to do something, or that what you are doing feels so intrinsic, hearing of a cause or a service project that you'll drop anything to be a part of, you are in the right organization to feel impassioned and to have your passions fueled. You now have a global army of 1.2 million behind you supporting your goals. You may want to be a part of a community food bank, or cleaning up the kids' playground in your neighborhood, or you might want to get on a plane and deliver life-saving immunizations, or work with children in remote parts of the globe, bringing them education or medical support. You might be part of Rotary for the fellowship and friendships, the education or the leadership development. Whatever your reason for being here, you're right. So here we are tonight, nearly a year later, and we're chartering the very first Rotary Club in the town that we love. And for not being chartered yet, we have a lot to brag about. Last November, we hosted a community yard sale. The kids made their first few dollars with their baked goods at that event. We ran the bar for a local theater group, Slaves Production, and that was a great event because it brought us out 4 new members. Some of our fantastic women and young ladies attended a Women's Day event and sold more of their baked goods. We've been working with our new friend, Joe Oden in Kenya, to fundraise for a freshwater project with our kids. And most recently, we partnered with Access to host a community meal. A golf tournament is being planned for June, and we've also been attending numerous district events. To say the least, we've been busy, and we're just getting started. As Jen did mention, we do bring our children to meetings and service projects, probably more often than not. As a large number of us are working parents, we decided that bringing them along made it easier for us to make it to meetings. So you'll usually find 3 or 4 of them sitting at a table doing crafts or working on volunteer ideas. So if I ever invite you to speak at our club, consider yourself warned. This has truly been a collaboration between what started off as a small group of friends and has grown into a Rotary family. So I would like to thank those who rushed to our side to get us going, and who I sincerely hope stay with us. Our sponsor club of Windsor Roseland, I think between Suzanne and Ann Chetty, they sent me every document and spreadsheet Rotary has ever created. This club has welcomed us with open arms, and we thank you for that, and we love you. Rick Karen, I listened so hard when you spoke at PETS. Your talk about delegation and leadership within membership was exactly what I needed to hear. You've been so much a part of us getting off the ground with your knowledge and willingness to answer questions. We thank you. Together with Jim and Harley facilitating our vision planning, we feel that we're headed in the right direction. Charlene Houle and John Sutton, both are Rotarians who work for Access Community. We met with Char and John before Christmas looking for some education on the services that Access offers. And within 20 minutes, they had given us the boardroom to use for our meetings, cut us a key to the building, and we were scheduling events to help each other out. And that right there is the power of the connectivity of Rotary. They barely knew our first names, but understanding that we were there on behalf of Rotary, they opened the doors without any hesitation. It's a match made in heaven, and we're so grateful for the warm welcome in town. Now, what do you say about Jennifer Jones? I know that approximately 100% of you in this room have a Jen story that involves the words inspiring, tireless, trailblazer, mentor, and she is all those things and more. Jen inspires us not only by the amazing speeches she gives, but by seeing her in action, by her doing. Always taking the time to give us one of her great Jen hugs. Tirelessly working for a cause that brings us all here tonight, Jen, right away, this new club started dreaming big, and that's pretty much because you simply told us that we could. We have seen you have been an integral part of our momentum and enthusiasm, and we are so grateful to have you as our mentor. My husband Dave told me 5 years ago that if I started a club in Kingsville, he would divorce me. Another reason for my hesitation at that time. And in all honesty, his version of Rotary is that you travel the globe on a weekly basis, and that's just what Rotary is, because that's what our family does. But after that night at the Coliseum, when I told him that I thought I wanted to start a club, he just sort of looked at me and nodded, and there was no denying that we both were moved by that experience. So how can you not act? Being on the same page and sharing this new journey together as a family is what I think many of us in this club are so grateful for. I most definitely am. To all of the clubs and members here tonight, your support is inspiring. Some of you have crossed international borders to get here, and some of you have switched personal plans. Many of you we have not even met before today. So for all of you sitting here together, celebrating this occasion truly means the world to us. So in honor of that support here tonight, our club has decided to donate any profit from our ticket sales towards the foundation. This will go towards every Rotarian every year and set our club up to start working on some pretty lofty projects. As my friend Shiva says, who gave me your Roseland pin to wear here tonight, if it weren't for the foundation, Rotary would just be a social club. So cheers to all of you, and thank you from the bottoms of our hearts. Thank you very much. Southshore charter members, may I raise a glass to you. You guys bring the average age down in the district by about 25 years. in this club, in our vision. And let me make this crystal clear. I did not start this club. We all have. Because we keep showing up, and we keep thinking of ways to commit and to engage. We communicate and we collaborate. We see things maybe just a little differently than we did 7 months ago. We see how together with all of you in this room and the other 1.2 million out there, that we can make a difference. And we can make a difference right here in Kingsville with the children and families we've promised ourselves we will make a priority, and we will make a difference in the world with all of the opportunities Rotary has created. And we will make a difference in ourselves. We will become more compassionate, more engaged. We will become better leaders and better listeners, and we will become the best versions of ourselves together as Rotarians. Thank you.